You're still not my type.
You make me sick.
Valentine's Day. What a special day for special couples everywhere. Just imagine taking your date to the most wonderful places in the world, like the beautiful vistas of Cinque Italy, or the amazing watery gorgeousness of the Maldives. Just you and your loved one together, and eating some delicious ricotta crepes with sweet honey, walnuts, and rose, with a glass of sweet and bubbly champagne. Valentine's Day. God, I hate this day! Valentine's Day, I fucking hate Valentine's Day. Just a feeling of loneliness and isolation in my life while everyone else has the time of their lives with their boyfriends and girlfriends. Valentine's Day could suck my So yeah, Total Drama couples. A lot of people like them, a lot of people hate them. Here are some that I do enjoy watching. Let's look at my top 10 Total Drama couples of all time. And I am counting canon couples. I'll do the fan parents later. Maybe.
Oh, how horror movie is this? We have to make out.
I love this business!
Awkward.
Sean and Jasmine. You will never go away. As I said before, despite my pure hatred for Pakilu, there are a few tolerable things that I liked about this season. Sean and Jasmine's relationship is one of those things. Yeah, an Australian environmental survivalist and a zombie phobia guy together? What are the odds? In all seriousness, I do love the build up to their relationship throughout this season. Jasmine seemed to be attracted to Sean's survival skills in the wild, while Sean just wants to survive the possible apocalypse. Though later on, Sean starts to grow feelings for Jasmine as well, even to sacrificing himself to an actual zombie apocalypse to help her win the challenge. Nah, I'm just kidding, everyone else just had food poisoning and act like zombies. Although Jasmine got angry at Sean because he hit her with a jousting stick and was against sharing his winnings in the confessional cam. Thankfully she forgives him, and depending on which ending you watched, they stay together.
Thanks for saving me. I was wrong about you. You're a good guy.
Don't bite me! Oh. Okay.
Devin and Carrie. These adorable and lovable idiots. They debuted in the Redonkulous race as the best friends, although I know for sure that they're gonna be together later on. Not to mention Carrie has a massive crush on Devin, even getting excited over any kind of physical contact, although he is unaware of her approaches and emotions. And also he has a girlfriend named Shelly who he cannot stop mentioning at times. But oh boy, he did not get any good news when Devin found out that his girlfriend dumped him for a tennis coach. A fucking tennis coach.
So, how's the girlfriend? Oh, she's dumped me for her tennis instructor. Whoa, the tennis instructor? That never happens.
Well, a lot has happened between the two, so I'll make this quick. Devin cries over the breakup, Carrie had enough of the lovey-dovey shit, Devin starts to grow feelings for Carrie, they both confess their feelings, they kiss, and Devin gets pushed off a cliff. Jeff and Bridget. Okay, so I was gonna rank this pairing higher in the list, but I will admit that it wasn't as strong as I remembered it. I do enjoy these two together, even though most of the time they're just gluing their faces and lips against each other. However, I really do like the build up to the relationship, and Jeff tries different ways to flirt with Bridget, which results in the most hysterical and awkward proportions.
Wow, you pitch a tent like a guy. You suck!
But Bridget is a chill and friendly girl who loves to surf, so I can see why Jeff wants to get it on with her. And the best part about the relationship is that when they're hosts for the Total Drama Aftermath episodes, they would mostly argue and fight, but then they get back to making out in the end. Also, don't forget about the sorry song that Bridget sang to Jeff in the first World Tour Aftermath episode after accidentally making out with Alejandro and feeling guilty about it. I'm surprised not everyone liked this song, which, what the fuck is wrong with you? You have no taste in good music. If that doesn't prove that they are meant for each other, I don't know what does. Ennui and Crimson. Well, since Gwen didn't go full on goth girl stereotype, we got the real goth couple. Sure, not really anything special about the two since they look like they just got fired from Hot Topic for being too dead inside. But what makes up for it is their dialogue, even with their lack of reactions. No matter what the goths say and sound, whether it is excitement or disgust, their low, dark, and depressing tone just makes them really hilarious. One of the episodes, a tisket, a casket, I'm gonna blow a gasket, the goths are excited to be on Transylvania even if they never show any excitement on their faces. Especially Crimson, since her dream is to die in a casket. I wish I was kidding.
Okay, Dracula was the first goth ever. He was our king. To be here is... I can't. I'm so...
Hey, that was close. You almost got color in your face.
However, what really got me into the goths was in the episode where their makeup melts from the saunas and completely washed off after getting knocked into the rivers. And now they are ungoth and not too bad. I mean, pretty good looking, to be honest.
You're throwing a lot of positive emotions my way, and I don't know what to do with that.
And believe it or not, this was the reason that they were actually going to quit the show. Oh boy. Well, they were close to accepting each other for who they are without the makeup.
Maybe it doesn't. We could try to accept each other the way we are. Look! You thinking what I'm thinking?
Ah, damn it, they color blocked me! Well, they continue to be the goths, which is good, I guess. Look, they even got a pet bunny named Loki.
Beg your pardon.
But I mean, look at them without their makeup. They look good. Why take that away? God damn it. Noah and Emma. Who would ever thought that the sarcastic Noah would ever get a girlfriend? Well, since he didn't do really well in Island, i.e. got eliminated in the 4th episode, but he did surprisingly well in World Tour, though it wasn't enough. So Noah has an opportunity in the redonkulous race for redemption and a triumphant win with his best friend and fart sensation, Owen. Well, that wasn't the case because later in the season he falls in love with the very intelligent, very athletic, and
Extra thick!
girl, Emma from the sisters team. While Noah does creep her out in the beginning with his adorable "I want her" face, Emma does soften up to him later on and even starts to have a crush on him. Although at first Emma feels that she can't focus on the competition because of Noah, so she kinda rejects him, leaving him in this depressed state. I might sound like a dick for this, but that is the funniest depressed face I've ever seen. Let's make it the next meme of 2020. Thankfully they realize that they are meant for each other, and with a kiss, they're officially a couple.
Noah, I'm so sorry I broke you. I didn't mean to. I still really like you and I want us to be together.
You do?
Yes, I can't do the romance thing until the race is over. But after I win, you and I are so on.
Great! So when one of us wins...
Are you not listening? When my team wins.
Sam and Dakota. Oh, this is a pairing I never expected to happen. But at the same time, I'm kinda glad it did happen. I wasn't really much of a fan of this pairing when I first watched Revenge of the Island, but looking back, it kinda grew on me. I mean, the whole premise of this relationship is just so bizarre. Sam, the gamer guy, and Dakota, the spoiled rich girl. This just seems like it's not gonna end well. Well, guess what? They actually got together in the end in the most strangest way possible. So first, we have Dakota and Sam having some very awkward teen conversations. Dakota gets eliminated early, she comes back as an intern, she and Sam communicate over fashion ideas for an episode challenge. Sam gets eliminated, Dakota gets exposed to toxic fumes, she becomes a mutant monster, fucking hell, saves Sam from a buried casket, and they're finally happy together. And Dakota's still a mutant monster, and I guess Sam digs that. I ain't gonna judge, you do you, man.
Wow, we have a lot in common.
Why would you say something like that to me?
No, I meant about the tech withdrawal. Trust me, you're nothing like me otherwise.
Aw, thanks.
Tyler and Lindsay. Well, looks like Carrie and Devin aren't the first adorable idiots in the entire series. That award goes to Tyler and Lindsay, and they are so goddamn made for each other. Tyler, a jock who was very terrible at sports and stunts and keeping his bones from breaking repeatedly. And Lindsay, a beautiful blonde-haired girl with a big heart and the mind of a desert. Despite an island that both are in separate teams, they still manage to spend time with each other. And even Lindsay mentions Tyler in Total Drama Action, although he isn't competing in that season, which is pretty funny.
Let's get Tyler to do it! He's not here anymore!
Oh, right. Bummer.
But here's something even funnier. Lindsay has the lack of intelligence to remember everyone's names. Yes, even Tyler's in World Tour. What a weird transition. Anyways, these two lovable dimwits are still together and I'm happy for them.
No.
Unfortunately, the relationship somehow didn't last. When I tried to research through the Wayback Machine, First TV officially announced in January 2016 that Lindsay and Tyler broke up off screen on their Tumblr page. Okay, so this is somehow canon, but the real reason for the breakup was that Lindsay forgot Tyler's name while on a visit to his parents. Oh boy. I thought these two were perfect together, so why did First TV do this? It makes no goddamn sense. We need to get this one trending too. Hashtag justice for Lindsay x Tyler.
I love being a loser! This is so much more my style. If I'd known how fat this place was, I would have gotten my butt kicked off in the first episode. Plus, now Tyler and I can hang out. Which one's Tyler?
Bruh.
Alejandro and Heather. Oof, two villains that despise each other yet seem to have very passionate feelings for one another. Looks like the mean queen just found her match in a manly muchacho.
Anyway, new guy is so transparent, so fake, so
Deliciously seductive.
That is exactly the opposite of what I was trying to say.
Pretty good looking guy to boot. I'm just saying.
Ugh, forget this.
I wasn't much of a fan of most of the plotlines in World Tour, which I'll get into another time. But by far, Heather and Alejandro's love/rivalry is my favorite. Heather becomes very suspicious of Alejandro and his strategies of eliminating the contestants, mostly the girls, by gaining their trust using his charm and handsomeness. But no matter how hard she tries to get to his level, he's always a step above her. Heather always denies that she has feelings for Alejandro, and vice versa. But come on, we know they're gonna get together or at least confess their feelings in the finale. And they did, until Heather cheap shot him for victory and sent him down a volcano on an ice cube, only to get burnt to life in the lava, then stuck inside the drama machine for a long time until All Stars when Alejandro finally breaks out of the machine and wants revenge against Heather for endangering his health and a possible relationship, which resulted in Heather finding Invincibility statue late in the season, but leaves it for Al to find and eliminate her at the end because she's a dumbass for leaving the statue in the most easiest spot to find. At least they finally got together in the All Stars finale, temporarily.
We don't want the money.
The money was getting in the way of our happiness.
Once we were eliminated, we could finally be together.
And together, we are happy.
That's what I was gonna say.
I knew you were going to say that.
I knew you knew.
Out! Get out! That is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in there.
Duncan and Courtney. Oh yeah, this is no surprise. Duncan and Courtney are my favorite couple in Total Drama Island. In most cases, it would be impossible for two polar opposites to have a possible relationship. I mean, a bad boy who doesn't give a shit and a very brash goody-goody girl? Like, that's gonna ever happen. In the beginning, Courtney and Duncan deal with a large amount of tension since they're both opposite personalities, sometimes leaving with painful consequences. But soon enough, they start to grow in each other and motivate themselves in challenges. Sure, Courtney criticizes Duncan for his actions and lack of honesty and heart, but obviously she's digging on Duncan no matter how many times she denies it. Basic Strain is my favorite Total Drama Island episode because of this relationship. Duncan gets sent to the dark and depressing boathouse for pissing off Sergeant Norbert, and Courtney goes to check on him. They have a long talk, yada yada yada, decrying their behaviors until Duncan persuades Courtney to just relax and break a couple rules. And that's what they did. Despite that Courtney threw up because sugar's bad for you kids, they finally share their first kiss.
Fine. Enjoy a peanut butter-less life.
Thanks. Enjoy prison.
I will.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I can't get over the fact that Courtney threw up seconds before and still kissed Duncan, possibly with little bits of vomit in her mouth. Yet Duncan isn't concerned. Ew. Now after this, they kinda continue their relationship through action and world tour, but let's say that things were complicated. Really complicated.
I want a divorce!
Oh, really? Because I want to stay married to your sunshiny self forever.
Bullshit.
Alright, it's so obvious who's gonna be number one, but let's look at a few honorable mentions. I'm surprised there aren't a lot of canon couples in the series, so let's see what we can find. Dave and Sky. Yeah, right, it's Mike and Zoe. Sorry for being too predictable, but you know I will never stop talking about this pairing throughout my channel. I mean, come on, I made a long cringy ass video about them and I still support them to this day. So, Mike and Zoe from Revenge of the Island.
Yikes! Sounds like one of those fight locations in Total Warriors 2.
You like action movies? If you're into ultimate kickboxing, I may have to marry you.
That's adorable.
You know, it's so obvious they're gonna get together, but they go through some obstacles like the misunderstandings, hiding a health issue, jealousy, and manipulation, which usually doesn't appeal to everyone. However, what I really liked about Mike and Zoe is that, well, they never gave up on each other. Mike has his multiple personality disorder, and most of the time he tries to connect to Zoe without his alters interrupting. And he sees her as an innocent, nice, and pretty girl that he hopes not to ruin his opportunity to be with. Despite that Zoe's not fully aware of the aspect of the world because, well, she's a loner, she does see Mike as a good person even though he is randomly changing personalities in some instances. Zoe does get jealous when Mike, or his alter Vito, starts flirting with Anne Maria, and Mike gets worried about Zoe because of Scott's manipulation. That kinda shows that they really do care about each other, even at the strangest times. And I do understand Mike's reasons on trying to keep his illness from Zoe because he doesn't want her to see him differently. Zoe also relies on Mike the most because she never had many friends or any siblings that she can rely on, and again, she sees him as a nice and helpful guy regardless of his quirks. So I'm kinda glad that the relationship worked out and they're finally together as a couple. Also, Mike confessing his disorder to Zoe in the Grand Chef Auto episode, I still love this moment. I know not everyone is a fan of this couple, and yeah, I can understand their perspectives and arguments, especially in All Stars. And I know that talking about their possible background stories doesn't really improve the characters. I mean, at least for both characters, especially Zoe, to have their own independent arc and not shove the mouth fanfic thing down our throats. But to be honest, even with all the flaws, I'm just a sucker for this relationship, and I do not care what anyone thinks. Mike and Zoe will go down as my absolute favorite total drama couple of all time. And Mike, you are one goddamn lucky bastard to get a girl like her. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go cry in the corner and reminisce about how lonely I am every Valentine's Day. So, bye.